Hey guys, Roman Reaper here. So I've just got done watching Hitman. This is on Netflix. New film from Richard Linklater, director of the Before trilogy, School of Rock, A Scanner Darkly, and Boyhood. Of course, this premiered late last year on the festival circuit at Venice, and everybody and their dog was singing its praises. Tons of rave reviews describing it as a proper crowd pleaser. So naturally, it's a Netflix release with a minimal cinema rollout. Didn't show in any cinemas near me, so had to wait for the Netflix release. But it is a film I was really, really looking forward to watching. Obviously, the rave reviews got me excited, but also the premise sounded really, really interesting. But is the film as much of a winner as everybody in Venice said it was? Let's find out. So, the film centers on Gary Johnson, a professor of psychology at the University of New Orleans. He lives a seemingly ordinary life, has two cats, drives a Honda Civic, goes birdwatching in his spare time. But as a side hustle when he's not teaching, he works undercover for the New Orleans Police Department. One day he's asked to fill in and act as a fake hitman, which, to the surprise of everyone, he gets rather good at, developing different personas based on the needs of different clients to better incriminate them. And one day he is approached by Madison Masters, who is looking to take out her abusive husband, Ray. And soon enough, the line between personal and professional begins to blur when Madison develops feelings for Ron, the persona Gary uses when he's around her. So, of course, as you know, this is based on a true story, well, loosely based on a true story, and the film is very much aware of that. It does take liberties with the story, which it does right before the end credits point out in some level of detail where liberties have been taken. Create a bit of creative license, but it is the sort of stranger than fiction kind of story that is ripe for the cinematic treatment, and I gotta say, the film delivered on that potential. This was a great, great film. I mean, for one, it's a very well written screenplay. It's very sharp. It's got a real wit to it throughout. There's some real sharply written, very witty jokes here. Whether it be in the banter between Gary and his colleagues at the police department, or whether it be some funny moments between Gary and Maddie. In particular, a very funny moment outside a nightclub. There are plenty of great, great jokes here that got plenty of big laughs out of me. It is a very, very funny film overall, and I'm gutted I didn't get to see this at the cinema because I just know that the jokes would have played really well with a cinema audience. It is just a hoot throughout. It's also it's got a little bit of romance to it. It's also quite emotional, but beneath all that, it is actually quite an intelligent screenplay. This is a film sort of exploring human nature and very specifically the idea of self and this idea that that we can change who we are by embodying the change that we want to be rather than just thinking about it. It is a very interesting and very thoughtful sort of look at human nature, and beneath all the laughs, the romance, and the thrills of its plot, there's definitely some food for thought here. Now, obviously, yes, the plot is incredibly gripping as the line between the personal and the professional begins to get more blurred. Some very deadly consequences. But really, where would all of that be without, a set of great performances? And yeah, the performances here are great. Glenn Powell, obviously, Seeing him in films like Top Gun Maverick and Anyone But You, I've had a feeling for a while this guy is gonna be a star. And this is the film that really confirms it. Like, this is a proper star-making performance. Powell has a ton of range here, obviously whether it be, that range that's shown literally in the sense of, all these different personas he adopts, all these like wigs and like outrageous accents. He's having a ton of fun with that. He's really, really funny. But he's also very charismatic. He's quite charming. Also a bit nerdy when he needs to be, and a little hint of aloofness about him. He has an incredible range about him, and he's just a great, great screen presence, a proper movie star turn. Like, I'm really looking forward to seeing him in Twisters and also Edgar Wright's remake of The Running Man. Like, man is booked and busy. like, like he is a star. And he's joined by Adria Arjona, and she is great here as well as Maddie. She is a woman who is trying to better herself and break away from her abusive relationship. But she's also very much enjoying the risk that comes with dating a man who may well be a potential contract killer. And honestly, yeah, the central relationship between Gary and Maddie is, wonderfully sold by oodles of chemistry that Powell and Arjuna have. The two of them are great together. The film is also shot very well, cinematography wise, it looks great. It has a very simple and grounded look about it, but it also is, quite warm and vibrant as well, capturing these wonderfully capturing these New Orleans landscapes. It looks great overall. You know, Overall, in regards to all these aspects, Linklater absolutely brings his A game. Although, obviously, yes, there is some certainly elements of familiarity regarding, where the plot will go. Like, obviously, truth have to come out, and yeah, you'll probably see that coming. But the film does throw out a few neat little curveballs, and actually isn't afraid to get dark in its final act, as it explores, the weight and the consequences that come with the blurring of the personal and the professional lives. It's really great stuff overall. And yet it also still delivers on, a happy ending that does right by its characters and, the consequences that the film had built to. And overall left me with a big, big smile on my face. And yeah, overall, Hitman is a great movie. It's funny, it's romantic, it's emotional, all in service of a very intelligent and very clever screenplay. Please do give it a watch. It's well worth your time, It's on Netflix, So if you didn't get to see it at the cinema, I didn't. It's yeah, it's easy to watch now. And yeah, overall, Hitman, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, if this is not in my top 10 of the year by the time we get to December, that's how I know I've been eating good in regards to cinema this year. But yeah, let me know down in the comments. Have you seen Hitman? What did you think of it? Did you get to see it at the cinema? What was the crowd experience like? Do you think Glenn Powell has that winning movie star presence about him? And what's your favourite Richard Linklater film? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.